Day one of the 2025 VGC World Championships has wrapped up, and my god, did we have a fantastic day of Pokemon. Now, we are here on the Victory Road website. Now, unfortunately, they do not have all of the information here just yet, but as you guys can see, we had 432 players qualify for the Masters Division. Now, I do believe there was only 371 players here that actually did participate. But so far, we are 8 rounds into the Swiss ride. As you guys can see here, it's 8 plus 2. So there will be 2 Swiss rounds tomorrow, essentially, to figure out who is going to be in top cut, right? So a score of 8 and 2 or better will make you into, or get you into the top cut of this event, which is obviously, at the end of the day, what a lot of these players are gunning for. Now, we do see here a nice little, graphic by Victory Road, the 53 players that did make it through. Now, shout out to Ko, obviously here, the only player in the event to go 8-0. I believe that guarantees them their place in the top cut. Yoshi here as well, I believe it was the only player in the entire event to bring Ho-Oh as well, which is pretty damn cool. As you guys can see here, there's just a lot of big names, right? Of course, if we go down the list, Victor Mendina had a game on stream today. Absolutely amazing play. Of course, we've got Gio here as well, who was also on stream. Fantastic. Hirofumi, I believe, a former world champion. Michael Kelch, one of the best players in the Scarlet and Violet era. But having, I believe, a top 4 and was it a finals appearance in the top 4, which is absolutely incredible. Of course, you keep going down the list. Shout out Justin Tang, great guy. James Evans, also one of the best players in the world. Luca Cherubelli, the defending world champion. Shohei Shoma as well, very, very good. We've got Alex Underhill, Jude Lee, so many good players. Shout out to my Aussie guys as well. We got Kieran here, my CB brother Joji, and then of course Wolf Glick. If you guys missed it on the final, game of the stream, or the final set of the stream, I would highly recommend checking it out. I did do a video on it earlier that I will link down below. But one of the best sets of the day, Wolf had an absolutely amazing comeback. I believe if we actually check this here, Wolf should be down near the bottom right. Wolf Glick. I know I saw his name there. Yeah, if we have a look at Wolf's day here, right? Absolutely insane. Why is it not giving me his record? Oh, that's his team. That's great. But where is... I want Wolf's record, man. Why is it not showing me his record? What? Yeah, so why is it... Does it just not show me everyone's record? Dude, am I being jibbed here? Come on, man. Not like this. There we go. All right, it's working now. So as we can see here, Wolf Glick starts the day 2-2 before clutching up to win 4 consecutive to get his place in day 2. Absolutely incredible. Wolf, obviously one of the best players in the world. He is essentially the face of VGC. And just an incredible set. I would highly recommend going and watching it, just like a lot of the games on stream today. Obviously, I could go through all of those games and I guess kind of just talk about what happened in them for you guys. But this is the World Championships, right? These are the best players in the world. I would highly recommend checking it out for yourself. Massive shout out to all these guys. It was awesome to see Wolf Glick make it in. Another actually pretty cool thing as well, I kind of want to touch on as well, is this team here. This is a team that went 4-0 today, that had none other than the GOAT, Totodile. Now, of course, this team here, I kind of look at it and it's kind of like a 5-1 team, right? Of course, you got the Kali Ice plus Miraidon. It's like the relatively standard stuff, right? Of course, you got the Trick Room mode, you got the Smeagol there for support. Of course, Iron Hair's just, obviously fake out support, plus really, really good in Trick Room, plus really, really good in Miraidon's terrain. And of course, Ogre Hurtflame, just a standard support on these sets. But to see this player basically opt to just, say, hey, you know what? I got my 5 pieces, I'm bringing Totodile. Really, really cool. It is Mystic Water. It's not even a Violet. I'm assuming there's no defensive calcs where that even matters. But yeah, this is really cool. I would actually love to speak to the curator of the team because, one, what was the idea behind Totodile? I'm assuming it was just there for fun. But did it actually do anything? Did it come to any sets? Obviously, it doesn't have Aqua Jet. It does have Endeavor. Endeavor could be pretty cool. Ice Fang, is that to snipe the Landorus that, maybe threaten the Miraidon? But you have Kali Eyes, so I don't know. Really cool team. One I did think that was worth mentioning. But yes, we have some usage stats anyway. So again, the Pokemon team, obviously they've put out some usage stats for us here. A cool one that we got here as well was the top 4 restricted pairings. So as we can see here, CSR plus Zamazenta, the #1 pair in the tournament. No surprise there. I think, it was always going to be either Kali Shadow and Zama or Kali Ice and Miraidon. They were definitely the 2 most dominant coming into the event. And so there is no surprise to see them here at 25% and 20% respectively. I'm really curious to see what the day 2 usage stats are. Technically, they would be available. I just haven't seen them posted anywhere, nor have I actually gone out of my way to get it myself. But of course, then we see Lunala Miraidon and Calyrax, Shadow Rider, and Miraidon. So Miraidon here, obviously, showing up 3 times. Kali Shadow showing up twice. Showing that they probably are the 2 best restricted in the format. And if you have a look at the, the actual usage stats, yeah, again, no surprise. Miraidon here nearing 48% usage. Miraidon is almost on every other team, which is insane. Kali Shadow, of course, 42% as well. Zamazenta, the king of the supports when it comes to the restricted at 33. No surprise there. Kali Ice, not far behind at 33%. Sorry, 32%. But then we see a massive drop-off in Koraidon. Now, again, I haven't looked too deep into the stats yet. It is crazy to only see Koraidon at 12% because this mon felt like it was on every team. Oh, sorry, every game on stream today. Like, I would have guessed this thing was like 40% usage with how much we saw it. Maybe it was just, we got lucky. I'm really curious to see what its day 2 conversion is because I'm assuming it's incredibly high. We will have a brief look at it shortly when we go through some of the teams. But yeah, Koraidon here at 12% seems incredibly low with how successful it was today. Lunala also down at 11%. I am kind of surprised it's this low. But ultimately, I believe Calyrac Shadow Rider just, kind of showing that it is the superior ghost type in this format. And then, of course, Kyogre and Groudon here at 7% apiece. Shout out to Justin Tang. Actually, he is running the Groudon today. We did get to see it on stream. And again, you've got to go watch that set because it was like I feel bad, man, because like game 1, I think Tang had game 1 wrapped up. He ate a body press. We saw it did like 40. And then he gets crit and it gets like 2-shot. Really sad. And then like game 3, also Tang running AV as well. And then just straight up, like, it just goes down to, like, an Astral Barrage with a crit. And I was like, okay, I guess Justin was just, like, never going to play the game, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's cool to see Groudon here in the top 8. I will say, no Zacian. I'm not going to say it's, like, unexpected, because we kind of saw the same thing last year at Worlds as well. But, yeah, no Zacian. I think the mon's actually really good. I think it has a positive matchup into Miraidon, into Koraidon, and some other sets. I do think it kind of relies on something like Terra Blast Ground, which I guess is probably the biggest issue the mon has. But yeah, not seeing it here, I'm a little disappointed, and I actually think the mon has a lot of potential. Good into Kali Ice as well, especially some of the Leech Seed stuff as well. You can kind of put a lot more pressure on it than some of the other restricteds can. And of course, Terapagos as well is the other Pokemon that kind of didn't make it in today. I was really curious how it was going to go, but I do think players have just probably started opting for the more, the stronger restricteds that don't need as much setup. And then finally as well, we have the normal usage stats here. Of course, Incineroar, double restricted GOAT, 56%, nearing 57%. It is the highest used Pokemon in this event. Definitely no surprise, of course. Fake Out support is fantastic. Intimidate support is fantastic. It has an incredibly positive matchup into Calyrac Shadow Rider, which again, one of the best Pokemon in the format. Of course, you go down the list. Urshi Rapid at 32, no surprise there. Rillaboom at 27 as well, no surprise. Just a fantastic one in general. Also with Miraidon being the most used restricted in the format. Obviously, yeah, having that grassy terrain to kind of help out there is very, very good. Of course, Raging Bolt, very, very good on the, the Sun teams. Also has a pretty decent matchup as well into Miraidon, kind of forcing it to not click electric type moves. Amogus, obviously one of the goated supports. Smeagol, usage continues to rise. To see it at 6th in usage is actually kind of crazy. Definitely did not expect to see it this high. But of course, it is just a fantastic support piece. Normally they, obviously they do run Spore on this mon, and that's kind of why I'm surprised to see it so high. But again, this mon's just incredibly good, right? It can kind of just fill any niche your team needs. It gives you Fake Out, Redirection, Spore, Wide Guard, whatever you need. Smeagol can obviously provide that. Of course, Shenpao right now, very, very good Pokemon. We have started to see that Assault Vest variant rise up, which is incredibly, incredibly good into the Miraidons and into the Kali Shadows. So definitely curious to see what its day 2 usage ends up being. Whimsicott, obviously one of the GOAT supports, the best priority Tailwind setter in a restricted format. Of course, Encore. Priority Encore as well is very good, and a Stab Moonblast is never, something to scoff at. Volcarona at 15%, definitely not too surprised at this. Is definitely one of the better fire types in the format. And with Miraidon being so popular, of course, Volcarona kind of goes hand in hand with it, right? It's a very good electric seed abuser. And, obviously the Quivernet stuff is just so good on those Miraidon teams. The GOAT, Fluttermane, definitely thought it would be a little bit higher than this. It is one of the better Pokemon in regards to, like, kind of, forcing terrors out of Kali Shadow. Of course, it a lot of the time does want things like Focus Sash. But in saying that, obviously Booster Energy, if you're not on a Sun team, is also really good. But yeah, Fluttermane at 13%. I guess it kind of lines up with Koraidon. But again, we saw them so much today that I'm kind of surprised it's not higher. Lando Incarnate, the best ground type in the format. No surprise here. And of course, for Farigiraf, priority block into a metagame where Incineroar and Rillaboom are both very high usage is very, very good. And of course, just a normal type that is pretty decent into Kali Shadow, especially with things like Foul Play. Also helps you out into the Kali Ices. Now, guys, before I jump into the teams here, I did kind of mention it earlier, but there was a lot of fantastic games on today. I'll just quickly like kind of go through them just so you guys get an idea of what, what the kind of quality we had today, right? Of course, this is the World Championships. Everyone there is a fantastic player. They all qualified. But I mean, you start the day off with Paul Ruiz versus Eric Rios, man. Like two of the best players in the world. Paul Ruiz, obviously former world champion. Eric Rios is a UIC champion. Just, unbelievable. The second round of the day, of course, Michael Kelch versus Marco Silva. Again, two of the best players in the world, right? You got Marco Silva, a 3-time international champion. You got the 2023 World's finalist, Michael Kelch. Just unbelievable here. And then you go to round 3, none other than Luca Cherubelli versus Darts VGC Chris Hahn. Again, Luca, the defending world champion. Just, again, another amazing set. You get to see the teams here as well. Luca still running Maridon. Really, really cool to see, man. Then you move up here as well, right? And we got Maddie Morgan versus Yuma, who was the 2025 Japan champion. So, again, just another incredible set. Just so many good sets, man. So many good players, right? Again, here we got Shoma, right? Versus Yoshitaka. Again, just another battle of, just top Japanese players, man. And for us, it's awesome, right? It's not like we get to see too much of it. And, of course, as well as, you kind of see here, I mentioned it earlier, Ho-Oh and Yoshi's team here. Really, really cool. The only Ho-Oh in the event, I believe. I also almost skipped past this game here. I am sorry, but Geo vs Mao, again, another incredible set. Definitely recommend checking it out. This Chiyu, definitely not my Chiyu. I think Geo probably wants to release it after that set, but yeah, just, again, really, really cool, man, to see him there. Again, Victor versus Justin Tang. Again, incredible set. Justin Tang, obviously, he got, I mentioned earlier, got incredibly unlucky with his Groudon getting crit. I would have loved to have seen what would have happened if Victor didn't get the RNG. I think Tang had game one wrapped up. Victor definitely had game 2 regardless, I think. But yeah, it would have been really cool to see how it all played out, man. Just, again, just another incredible, incredible set. We also got Alex Underhill here, Mr. Lexicon VGC. Again, on stream. Also one of the best players in the world. I believe he finished 7-1. And of course, to round it out, none other than Wolf Blick versus Marcus Dion. Man, Marcus played really good today. I think there was probably like one major misplay that did cost him one of the games. But, man, Wolf Blick game 1. Again, I think you've got to go watch it. If you haven't seen it, it is... Again, my reaction's on the channel, right? If you want to go see my reaction, it's on the channel. I could not believe what happened in game 1. I watched it, and I was like... Genuinely, turn 1, I was like, Wolf lost this game, right? And it's like... It gives me flashbacks, yeah? Like to last year where, like, Wolf chokes in the winning in. I'm like, damn, the GOAT, he's not making day 2 again, but... Man, he prevailed. It was a crazy set, man. Honestly, go watch it. Again, I got it on the channel. You can go watch the VOD. I'll link the VOD down below as well. But yeah, one of the best sets I've seen in a long time. So finally, to wrap it up here, we do have some of the teams here over on Top Cut Explore. One of my favorite places to go. Again, I could go in depth on all of these, but obviously there's no winner yet. We do have 53 players in day 2, so I don't want to go too crazy on it, right? I could, again, sit here and, explain to you, hey, like, Maridon Ursa Luna here with Tail Room's really good, but it's like, we all kind of know that. James Beck here, though, is running a really interesting team. I do kind of want to see what he's doing here with Regieleki, because Regieleki is not a Pokemon we see very often. We do see it here with the Triple Electric. I will say, I actually like this Mon as a nuke tech, because, again, with Terra Electric and Triple Electric Stab, in a metagame where everyone seems to be running, Maridon, this does seem very, very good. And again, Volcarona as well, just a solid Mon, right? It has a pretty good matchup into things like the Kali Ice and the Zamazentas as well, which are both pretty popular in this metagame. So, yeah, really cool team by James there. I do hope we get to see him on stream tomorrow. Would be awesome if he gets to open up day 1. I don't think we know who's opening day 1 yet. But yeah, would be really cool to see him on there. Another really interesting team here as well with the Ho-Oh. We get to see the Double Sun. To me, this is absolutely insane to see because I tested it like this combo at the start of the format. And I'm like, it felt really good, but it also felt like really gimmicky. Like if your opponent had any way to stop the weather, like I didn't really love it. But yeah, really, really cool. Also, we get to see the Iron Treads here as well. One of the better ground types in the format, of course, gives you a very positive matchup into Maridon, which a Ho-Oh team definitely needs. But yeah, a really interesting take on Sun there. As well, something I just realized, hold on, where is like my screenshot? Is it like this one? Yeah, it's this one. I thought I actually like quickly mention this as well. This is an odd year. For anyone who doesn't know, Japan seems to like always win the odd years. And we got like, I believe it's like 6 or 7 Japanese players at 7-1. So like half of the players who are like almost like already qualified are Japanese. Like all these 6-2 players have to go 2-0 tomorrow, right? Whereas these players here, they only need 1 win, except for Ko. Ko's like already locked, but yeah, having like 5 Japanese players like 1 win away from like top 16 is kind of crazy. So I am really curious to see which one of them manages to pull through. I am, again, I mentioned it earlier. I'm rooting for Joji out of the Japanese players. Players here out of Australia is my CB brother. I really hope that he can, make it through. If it is going to be a Japanese player this year, I'm hoping it's Joji. The man's got like three, I think he got like 3 global challenges this year or GCs, so absolutely insane. Is there any other like really cool tech? Maddie Morgan, Montana Mott here. I believe there's another player running something similar. It might be Kelch, where they're running the. Actually, is it Kelch? Where's Kelch? Are they running this? Okay, no, they're not running the same team, but they do have the same idea. Montana Mott here is running the Power Knight, same as Michael Kelch here, which I did think was really, really interesting. Seeing 2 D Knights at 7 and 1 is actually kind of crazy. I didn't expect to see that. We get to see Gio here as well. We got to see him on stream with that fish. I believe it missed a lot of its heat wave. It was really sad, but to still see him at 7 and 1 is very, very cool. Is there any other like sick tech here? Oh, we have another Groudon actually coming in at 7 and 1. Groudon Cali Ice here with, again, the GOAT, dude. I love seeing Chiyu, man. I gotta see this. How many Chiyus are in this event? Like, how many, sorry, not this event, day 2. Like, what does that put it at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chiyu is the 9th most used Pokemon in day 2. That's my GOAT, man. I wish we got the shiny fish before this event. It would have been really cool to see people on the stream with blue fish. But yeah, Justin Tang, my GOAT. Shout out to him. I'm rooting for him. Justin's one of my favorite players in the world. Really nice guy. Would love to see him pull it out. But yeah, is there anything else? Oh, Jude Lee, of course. It's funny. I actually spoke to Jude before Worlds this year, and like we spoke about Terrapagos, and he always like tells me it's a bad mon, but he also like puts it down. It is crazy to see him here with it, but like again, standard Jude Lee stuff. If you've seen Jude play for a while now, you know that he runs Terrapagos. He runs it with Cali Shadow, and he just runs it on a team like this. Oh, Jude though, running the Will-O-Wisp plus Pollen Puff tech. I do take credit. Apparently, he never thought of pollen puffing his Terrapagos till he saw one of my videos. He told me that at Melbourne, so yeah. Shout out to Jude, man. Great guy, but yeah. I believe he's probably like the only Pagos. Is he the only Pagos? Nah, he's not. There's 2 Pagoses, man. One Zacian actually did make day 2. Hold on. Okay, we got to find that team as well. That's my GOAT right there. We get to see a Roaring Mid here as well at 62. Love to see that. And a Mouse Holt as well, actually. Really nice. Grant out here with the Iron Moth. Okay, what's the Iron Moth said here, Grant? What's the source here? Pounce? Pounce Iron Moth with Toxic Spikes? That is crazy. What is this? Alright, if Grant Laird makes a post about this team, someone's going to tell me what the Pounce Toxic Spike set does. I mean, like, I get it, yeah. Like, if you Toxic Spike... Oh, dude, it's Toxic Spike plus Leech Seed. Oh, that's dirty, man. This 3 here plus hands, I could see being crazy. Or even, like, Grimmsnarl, just, like, getting up screens, Toxic Spikes, Leech Seeds. Man, that's actually kind of crazy. I want to see Grant Laird talk about that team now. That's kind of sick. We see some more Power Knights here, too. Is there anything, like, super crazy? We got Patcon here running an Iron Bundle. You love to see it. That's my GOAT. Oh, dude, there's so much. We got, this player here running a Torkoal. We got to see some Kyogre as well. Kyogre plus Cali Ice, actually. Anything else? I mean, of course, there's always stuff to talk about, right? Here it is. Kieran Campbell running the Swordfish combo. Okay, this is kind of what I expected to see, right? Like Zacian plus Kyogre. You got, obviously, the Terrifying Acro Roaring Moonset. And then just, yeah, Shifu and Moongus in Rain with Xian Pao. Of course, Xian Pao, fantastic with Zacian. I will say... now, I was going to say, like, what's this team's, like, matchup into, like, CIR plus Miraidon? But I guess it's just Zacian. Zacian just kind of, like, beats the 2 restricteds by itself. Especially with SD. Like, you set up an SD and then you start Iron Heading or, like, play roughing everything. That's pretty cool to see there by Kieran. And that's, like, kind of it. We also see Max down here with the only other Terrapagos in the event. Very different, actually, to how Jude Lee's running it, though. This is, not as much support. Yeah, this is the Meteor Beam stuff. Okay, cool to see. I will say, Meteor Beam stuff with Chiyu is actually pretty funny, because you get, like, +1, and then you start, like, just going Terra Starstorms next to the fish. Really, really cool. And there is a Decorate Smeagol as well, which is definitely worth mentioning, I do think. And that is, like, kind of it, I guess. I just want to, like, check out, so, like, Wolf Glick, again, I kind of spoke about it earlier. This is, like, a really interesting team. Again, I did cover it in the video today where I obviously watched I guess I commentated the set Wolf played. But yeah, some really cool stuff, of course. We got Wolf Glick running his standard Life Orb stuff. This is what he ran. Oh, what event did he win with it? Was it, like, Orlando or something where he ran, like, Life Orb Koraidon? So, he's pretty known for this at this point. Life Orb plus Close Combat. A lot more powerful than something like Clear Amulet plus Collision Course. The Lunala with Cover Cloak, I'm definitely curious to see why he did that. I'm sure there's some specific matchup where, like, Lunala needs the Terra and Trick Room and you can't afford to get faked out, and that's probably why he's got it. Could also just be for some stuff like Snarl as well, but yeah, really relatively standard team here by Wolf, of course. You know, he's got the Flame Charge and the Flutter Mane for a little bit of speed control, but outside of that, just two really good supports. He's got the Ursaluna, which is essentially another restricted in itself, man, and yeah, just cool stuff to see. I do just want to check out as well before we end this. I guess just kind of what some of the homies are running and some of the other notable players. Cedric here, I do believe this is Talon VGC, running a Kyogre plus CIR as well, plus double grass and Shifu. Really cool to see this as well. I do actually really like this combo. I think like Kyogre getting play, like I love it, man. I love Kyogre. It's one of my favorite restricted. So seeing it there getting some play is definitely really, really cool. Kieran Singh, my guy, out here with the Miraidon CIR. Definitely kind of what I expected out of Kieran. The AV on the Incin is definitely a little interesting on a team like this, but I guess you've got Miraidon, right? So you don't really need goggles. Yeah, and your helmet's on a Moongus, yeah. So I guess AV's like, and you also just don't have an AV carrier, so yeah, that's definitely fine. But yeah, just running Miraidon CIR plus Volk, definitely a really cool team here. And then finally as well, I just want to check out Joji, man. This guy is the GOAT. He generally is, he's won like 3 GCs, man. He's cracked. And that's 3 this year, or this season, I should say. But yeah, dude, Koraidon plus CIR, really, really cool. Trick Room, Leech Seed, and Glacial Lance. Kind of standard stuff here, of course. You got the Lando, you got the Rilly, you got the Incin, and you got the Spiegel, man. Just, dude, I love this, man. This is like a triple fake out support. But you also have Ruination on the Smeagol as well. Like, I'm guessing if this thing like gets a +2, you just like Ruination and then like Koraidon or Kali just like pick up a KO. Like, that's actually kind of crazy. I really like this team by Joji. But yeah, look, I could sit here all day and I could talk about it. At this stage, I'm approaching like 30 minutes. I definitely will edit some stuff out of this video, but yeah, that's kind of just gonna be my day one recap, right? Obviously, there's a lot more I could talk about today. You know, again, like we could talk about individual players' runs and whatnot, but it feels like there's so much I could do here. But I think it's best just to keep it short and sweet for now. But yeah, massive shout out again to Matt Kuda, whoever you are, man. Reach out to me. I want the rental for this team. I would love to play it and be like, you know, I got Totodile to like Master Ball or something like that. But I want to know the idea behind Totodile. Was it because you just generally felt like there was no 6-1 for this team? Or is there like, I mean, there's definitely no niche for it, right? Because whatever it can do for Alligator also could have done. But I don't know. Maybe there's like some calc it lives and then endeavors. But then I don't know. It's cool. It's cool. I love it. I love it, man. But yeah, anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here, right? Again, I could ramble on all day. I guess let me know what you thought of day 1 of Worlds. Let me know what you think we're going to see tomorrow. By the time this comes out, we're probably honestly only going to be like 6 hours away from the start of day 2, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, anyway, I guess I will catch you guys tomorrow in day 2 of the World Championships. Bye!